Come on. Come on.
Put your emojis together for Auntie Miracle B.
What is going on this evening or afternoon? What time is it? 1:09. Yeah, what's going on this afternoon? Welcome. I am coming online because I have been watching court cases today and have seen two things that I found to be interesting that I would think that would be interesting to all of my followers who enjoy sovereign citizens and dumbass defendants who enjoy talking themselves into jail. So, hold on. Now, I'm not going to play music during the thing, but I'm just going to play it while I'm talking to you in the beginning because it just sounds better and everything. I hope everybody's having a great Halloween season. I'm kind of sad it's about to be over, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Keep Halloween in your heart year round. Well, anyway, with no further ado, I'm going to get ready to show. Hold on one second here. Oh, I don't want to be that big because y'all can't see me. Okay, here we go. This is from Judge Simpson's court today, and this is going to be regarding Theopus Smith. He is that genius. Looks like he's in the hug me jacket, hug me vest in the jail cell at the on the right hand side of the screen, second to the far right. All right, so with no further ado, let's go ahead and get the party started. Let me pause my music here. All right, let's do this here.
Court calls case, People versus Theopus Smith.
Both views on behalf of the people.
Here comes some foolishness now.
Edward Drukas on behalf of Theopus Smith.
Mr. Smith, can you state your name, please?
Theopus Smith. May I go in the breakout room with my attorney, Your Honor?
No.
Because I haven't.
Pardon?
Because I wanted to change some things I wanted to do. Me and him talked briefly, but I didn't get down to the A's and B's.
You didn't get down to what?
I didn't. I wasn't able to tell my attorney exactly what I wanted him to do for me today.
And I want you,
Mr. Drukas,
wait a minute. I want everyone to consider that this is a conversation that Dorrell had with his attorneys. This picture, this is what happened, because I can realistically say this probably occurred.
Thank you, Your Honor. Actually, I did spend about 50 minutes with him here this morning. I did get the discovery. There are some video that I did start to go over with him. We also discussed some potential other video that may still be outstanding. And again, I was appointed yesterday. I'm looking to get an adjournment today, so I can fully go over the discovery with him and make a determination on what to do.
Probable cause conference in this matter, November 9th, 2023, 9 a.m.
No, Black Lock.
Excuse me?
Can my attorney address my bond?
Well, he knows how to do that, but yeah, go ahead, Mr. Drukas.
Mr. Smith, I had gone over that with you. With regard to right now, we're not going to be addressing bond.
No,
but I did. Hold on, but I didn't want to. That's why I wanted to go
I
into
know.
the breakout room so we could be on the same page.
I know,
Your
we
Honor,
don't need
for
to,
the
we don't need to go over this on the record, Mr. Smith.
Mr. Drukas, for the record, should defense counsel address bond, I will be asking the court to increase the defendant's bond. I understand why Mr. Drukas is making the decision he's making.
So they don't want to address bond because if they address bond, they're going to increase it. Ding, 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 ding. That means be quiet. That means be quiet.
Okay, I understand.
No, you don't.
When is my next court day?
November the 9th.
So are we done with the bond thing?
He ain't even addressed it.
Oh, I thought you understood.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe you had said November 9th.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Durkin,
Yes, Your Honor.
do you want to address bond? He wants to address bond.
No, Your Honor. I'm asking for that
Is,
XPC on November 9th.
Mr. Smith, the risk is if I address bond, I'm gonna leave it where it is right now, but the people have made it clear that they're gonna be asking for an increase. Your
An
counsel is
increase?
making a strategic decision not to address bond at this time.
So you won't
But
get
if
an
you
increase?
wish bond be addressed, then
No,
Huh?
this, I did not want to postpone my preliminary. I wanted my preliminary to be, I didn't want to post no more probable cause. I want to move towards the preliminary. I don't want to have another probable cause conference.
have you?
And my attorney not even on the same page. Me and my attorney.
Mr. Smith,
Don't do
Mr.
this.
Smith, if you listen to what there's video he still has to go through with you.
Yeah, but
So you want to have your preliminary examination before that happens? Because
Yes.
if I said
Yes.
it, I'm gonna instruct the judge that not to adjourn it. Because you want to look at the
He even talk himself to the electric chair. Oh crap! What I do?
video now.
To be clear for the record, the videos that we have turned over to defense counsel include the defendant brutally assaulting a victim. She was on the ground. He kicked her in the face repeatedly until she was left with what looked like a broken jaw to the police. She could not open her mouth and she could not speak, and she was rushed to the hospital. Defense counsel has requested an adjournment and requested that I look into whether there are additional videos leading up to the assault to help Mr. Smith explain to the court perhaps what happened leading up to that. I am more than happy to continue to a preliminary exam with the only evidence available being the brutal assault that this man committed on that woman. So, Your Honor, if we want to go to an exam, let's go, but I will not be getting those videos turned over before that exam date.
See, she telling you that you messing up, that you screwing yourself. She says that she has more than enough evidence just on that one video alone to keep your black dusty ass where you at. That's what she's saying. And she said, it will be my pleasure. It will be a pleasure to stick my foot so far up your ass that you are going to be throwing up shoelaces for life. Play with me. That's what she's saying.
Hey, what do you folks want to do?
Breakout room with my attorney, Your Honor.
No, I already said no.
No.
So
You wanted that, you already spoke to your attorney. Your attorney had a very clear picture as to what he wanted to do. You come here this morning, I think change.
Shut your
And
mouth.
I just want, if you want it set for an exam, I'll give you an exam.
Shut your mouth. Yeah, that's right. Cover your mouth. Cover your mouth.
I'm assuming that setting it for an exam, Mr. Drukas, that would be over your advice to him at this point.
That is correct, Your Honor. Mr. Smith, let's proceed to November 9th and we'll continue to negotiate with the prosecutor.
no, I want to say it to the exam.
Okay, well, that's against my advice, Your Honor.
Hughes,
We can have an exam
Ms.
date.
Hughes, ready to go to an exam this Tuesday?
We will do everything we can to get the victim there, and hopefully,
right.
given her injuries, she's able to speak at that point.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out at that
How can
point.
we address
But we'll start his exam.
Asking for bond again.
We'll start his exam October 31st,
Can we address
2023, 9 a.m. That's before me. Oh joy.
Now I gotta make sure I record that.
All right. Mr. Drukas, I
Yes,
realize
Ron.
your client's
What's
pushing
wrong
you
with
over your
him?
advice.
What's wrong with him? He's about to try and crawl off the screen like the little girl from The Ring. What's wrong with him?
Do you want me to address bond?
No, Your Honor.
Uh-oh, somebody getting upset.
Mr. Smith, you want me to address bond?
Please, Your Honor.
Over your attorney's advice?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Tell me what you want me to know.
Your Honor, my name is Theopus Smith. I'm paranoid schizophrenic type 1, 2, and 3, and bipolar.
How the hell are you a paranoid schizophrenic type 1, 2, and 3? I even know there was different levels of paranoid schizophrenia. 1, 2, and 3.
Bipolar type 1 and 2.
Bipolar type 1 and 2. Let's see if he can name me the drugs he on.
I had a rough breaking up, Your Honor. I knew I should have called the law. I should have called the police when he was making all them.
I'm going to stop you right there, Mr. Smith. I don't want to go into the facts of this case.
No, just let me talk, Drukas. Please let me talk. It's between me and the judge.
Well, you can't talk about the facts of the case.
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
Mr. Smith.
Yes.
Just because you're going over the advice of counsel, I'm just going to advise you that anything you say can be used against you. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let him have it.
Okay. I've given you your warning and admonition. Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor. Well, pertaining to the case.
And I'm going to stop you right there again, Mr. Smith. I'd prefer that you not speak about this case.
But I'm asking you to address bond, and you're not doing nothing I want you to do. So let me do what I have to do for myself. This is for me.
And we talked about this. This is about
I know, but guess what? I listen to nothing I'm saying. I would rather have Lamus represent me.
Who?
Lamus.
Who?
Because you're not doing nothing I said.
Lamus.
And me and you, we weren't even on the same page. We weren't even on the same page before the meeting ended earlier. So just let me talk without you objecting to your own client.
Lights on the line.
Can you let me?
All right. Mrs. You seem to know better. You go ahead.
Come on, talk yourself.
Your Honor, the defendant made several death threats to me. Not the defendant, the accuser.
See, that's a Freudian slip right there. The defendant made several death threats. That's you. You the defendant. You make several death threats. Let's continue.
I don't know how the accuser knocked on my apartment door.
And again, Mr. Smith, I'm going to reiterate that you should not be speaking about the facts of this case.
Okay, I'm not going to speak about the facts of the case.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, if you could please give me a personal reconduct bond. Your Honor, I'm not a flight risk. I'm going to be in court on Tuesday. If you can.
He want to be released on his own recognizance. He want an OR release after he is being accused of viciously attacking somebody and kicking them in the face multiple times, breaking their jaw, and he wants to be released on his own recognizance. So for those that don't know, your own recognizance mean, like when you get a speeding ticket and they don't arrest you. And so you sign for your ticket at the bottom signature line, you'll see in, it'll be written in really small font, released on your own recognizance. Boy, bye. You in a suicide jacket, you're not going to go nowhere.
Lower my bond or give me a PR, Your Honor. I won't speak about no more of the facts of the case until Tuesday. I'm going to respect Edward Drukas on that point that I won't speak on the case. But if you could just give me a PR bond or lower my bond, because my family is not wealthy, Your Honor. We are not wealthy.
Okay.
And I can't afford $50,000, no 10%.
All right, so listen to what he's saying now. He can't afford, so the bond apparently now is $50,000 with a 10% amount that you put down, right? So that's $5,000. So he is complaining now about $5,000 for a $50,000 bond. Let's continue. So that again, bond is $50,000. You only got to pay $5,000 and you can get out. Let's continue.
Your Honor, if you can please just give me a chance to give me a real lawyer.
A real lawyer?
Give me a lawyer. Give
A
me
real lawyer?
No.
So we're gonna dig up Johnny Cochran, and we're gonna have a seance or some sort of witch ceremony to bring him back to life, so he can represent you. That seems like that's the only person that you're going to be happy with is, somebody like Johnny Cochran or Rob Kardashian, one of the OJ Dream Teams. Or you could call Goldberg. But those of y'all, I don't know if Goldberg is all over the country, but if you remember the commercial, call Goldberg 800-600-6014. Used to come on after all of the trial judge, like Judge Judy and divorce court and stuff like that. All afternoon, call Goldberg 800-600-6014.
A lawyer. No, I don't mean. I'm not taking nothing away from Jukis. I'm not taking nothing away from Jukis, Your Honor. I just want to check.
Oh, okay.
Look at Ryan laughing.
Free, Your Honor, because I feel like I'm not even guilty. My grandfather got inside of me. My grandfather was me. My grandfather.
Oh, what?
Ms. Hughes, response to the motion to reduce bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith, before you go, Ms. Hughes, Mr. Smith,
Yes,
I warned you. I told your counsel that if you ask me to address bond, I'm going to address the whole thing. So maybe when Ms. Hughes gets done, I haven't made a decision yet, but maybe when Ms. Hughes gets done, this bond goes up. I gave you that warning and you went ahead. So now I'm going to let the people give their version. Go ahead, Ms. Hughes.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people are requesting that this court set bond in the amount of $250 cash only. Notably,
$250K cash only. That's a bit more than the 5,000 you was just whining about now, ain't it? Should kept your lips shut.
here, the defendant's bond is $50,000 cash only. This is not even a cash surety case, never mind a 10%, which I think is pretty telling given how unique that type of bond is. The defendant is on misdemeanor probation for use of cocaine. It was initially charged as possession of cocaine, and it was pled down to use. At the time of his arraignment, in this case, he was already in violation status of his misdemeanor probation. The defendant has a criminal history dating back, as far as I can see, to 2000, which includes a number of drug and alcohol misdemeanor offenses. He also has 6 assaultive felony convictions. In 2014, he was convicted of a couple of cases of R&O on the police. In 2019, he was convicted of felonious assault and CCW. In this case, this occurred in Miller Manor inside the apartment building, and the apartment building has cameras, in the hallway. This case came to the police attention because a neighbor in Miller Manor heard yelling in a hallway. He exited his apartment, went into the hallway, and saw the defendant standing over a woman who had been brutally beat. She was laying on the apartment hallway floor, unable to get away from the defendant. The defendant then fled, went into his apartment. When the police arrived, they first tried to make contact with the defendant. He refused to open the door, refused to provide his name, refused to cooperate with the police.
Of course.
When the police made contact with the victim, her face was so damaged that she could not speak. She could not open her mouth. The police tried to interview her, and she could not even remain conscious.
Bruh, why are you looking down? What are you doing? Are you praying? What are you doing? Are you sleeping? Why are you looking down? You was just in the camera talking about you was through your grandma. Your grandfather was talking to you or something. I don't know. But why are you looking down? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?
They were able to get her to agree to a medical release. And by the time they presented the medical release to her, she was no longer conscious to be able to sign it. The report indicates that she had injuries to her nose, to her cheeks, and to her jaw. She was immediately rushed to U of M. I am still waiting on her medical records to determine the extent of her injuries. But based on the police report, the police believe that her jaw was in fact broken, which is why her face was swollen and she was unable to speak. Again, Your Honor, our request is $250 cash only.
Cash only.
Anything else from the defense?
I think enough has been said, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Yeah. Don't say nothing.
Court believes, and the court would find that the setting of, under the circumstances of this case, that, and with all due respect to the magistrate, I understand what they were going through at the time, that the bond that is set at that time, the court would find that under the circumstances of this case, that may have been an abuse of discretion. The court will increase the defendant's bond in this matter, finding that the defendant is a risk to the public.
A serial risk.
Well, a clear danger to the public given
Yes,
the
he
circumstances of what the court has heard. Defendant's bond is increased in the amount to the amount of 2,000 or 200,000 cash security. Thank you.
I'll come and see you, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, look at him. He's bad. Oh, he bad.
Court calls the case, People versus Raheem Brown.
Somebody.
Warrior Sinski on behalf of the people.
Ready again, Judge.
Okay. All right. So that was the first one with Judge Simpson. People are stupid, and sometimes when everybody tries to stop you and say, hey, this might not be a good idea, let's try something else, you might want to listen. You're in a suicide vest. You need to listen. Now, on my next recording, this is from Judge Washington, I believe. And we had a great sovereign citizen.
Hereby special.
That came through. Oh, yeah. That came through. Only problem with this one is I could not get everything because the string was sent to private while I was recording it. So, because I was rewinding it back to when the sovereign citizen came on, and it just cut off, and it was like, hey, too bad, so sad, should have been here earlier. So anyway, this is Eric Martin, and Judge Washington's courtroom. And listen to this is probably what Darrell should have said at his trial, because it seems like that's something that he was going for. But since he was a new sovereign, and his mama, and I think the mama boyfriend provided him this Hail Mary, he just decided to just take it and run with it. And then I guess hooking up with Jay Prince, he took it and ran with it, but it didn't quite work on his behalf. But let's listen to Mr. Martin and see how it works on his behalf. How much nonsense are we going to hear? It's going to be a lot.
Appearance to threaten duress, not willingly. Now, again, I object again to any attorney being appointed to me, representing me. But that's something I want to ask you, Washington. Now, you said you're appointing this public defender. Are you appointing it for me, or are you appointing it for you? Or is it just standby?
Make my decision on that. It's standby counsel. If you have motions to make, you need to make those at this time.
Yeah, that's I need. I'm seeking clarification. Are you appointing him against my will to have an attorney appointed for me?
Yes, it's not representing you. He's standby counsel. Please make your motions.
Okay, that's it. Well,
because she don't want to hear that shit.
To dismiss him if you're trying to appoint him for me, which, as I already said before, I will not be taking no attorneys. I'm one of the people. I'm not a defendant who's, so as I said before.
Lord.
So I'm not going to be accepting any attorneys who's going to fraudulently assume I'm a defendant.
Yo, you're an
and,
alleged defendant.
which would then fraudulently give the presumption I'm under the jurisdiction of the court, which I'm not. As I said before.
Sir, you got 5 minutes to make your arguments.
She don't want to
You
hear
can spend
that.
them however you want to.
All right, yeah. Like I said,
Judge Washington is saying, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear none of this. Just say what you got to say so I can go ahead and, because you're already giving me a headache. The attorney here, McDuffie, she laughing. I think she's the prosecutor. Yeah, so she's laughing because this is some stupidity. Every time a sovereign citizen come to court, a demon gets his wings.
before, I'm a living man. So as the U.S. Supreme Court said in the cases I cited to you before, there's no jurisdiction over a living man. Corporations don't have jurisdiction over a living man without our consent. I don't consent. And it's also under, there's no consent under the Declaration of Independence of 1776.
Huh? What? The Declaration of Independence? What? What? There's no consent based upon the Declaration of Independence? What? What?
There's no jurisdiction over a human without their consent. So I never consented to jurisdiction, and I don't now, and I never will.
Yeah.
Now I have some questions though for the prosecutor. That's
Sir, you don't get to ask questions. If you want to have a motion, you can make those.
well, I object to that. That violates my right to a due process. It's relevant to a standing argument as to the prosecutor.
He's so
Whether they have
stupid.
standing or not. I think that's relevant to move forward or not, you know. There's no standing, shouldn't move forward, but
What? They looking like this is a dumb ass.
so what's your ruling on that?
Your motion is denied as to jurisdiction and standing. Now, do you have any additional motions?
I object to that because you didn't allow me to answer the questions to see whether you had a legit basis to make that ruling.
What's the lawful
Your
law?
objection is noted. Next.
It's lawful law.
Okay,
Come on.
let's see here.
Come on. Got your notes. Let's go.
They
Well,
say
this
you're
ain't
going to
right,
be
big.
questioning me about the some demands that made to dismiss the case anyway, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You said you're going to be addressing some demands for dismissal I made or sent to you already.
So
You're going
first
to
of all, a demand is not a proper format before a court and could be dismissed outright. However, I'm going to allow you to make your motions here. If you want to make an argument, you can do that, sir.
You got 5 minutes.
Well, I object to that. That's not true. Before demands, when someone has the right to something, that's what the terminology demand is made, and that's the only reason why I make it.
This is the YouTube School of Law, the dumbass school of dumb ass law, with one student, and he's failing. He's failing his own class.
Motions, even though I know that's all you see in the court rules or whatever, traditional.
Yeah.
But that's for a request, and persons are not, or humans are not supposed to be requesting constitutional rights.
Huh?
Me exercising my unalienable right, right? Human rights and constitutional rights. I'm supposed to be making demands. That's how I've been, and that's backed up by law. And that's how I've been taught. And so that's what, so it's all right and proper. Motions are requests,
Oh, okay.
and the defendant makes motions also, since I'm just.
So you're about to end of your 5 minutes.
She's like, I'm tired now.
Well, I objected 5 minutes being any time limit also. That violates
I don't care about what you're objecting. Get on the record. It is noted. Now, if you have something that you want me to address, you should do that before your time is up.
putting a limit on my First Amendment right, that's unconstitutional.
Sir, this is Sir, please, if you want to have something to say, other than the circular talk that you're doing, you should probably do that at this time.
I didn't finish. That's why I didn't mean to, no,
She's so
no
nice.
circular. I didn't finish the first time. All right, well, that's it. As to that,
come on now. Get your notes together. Come on.
Is the court ready for the people's response, Your Honor?
I don't know if he's done with his motion.
Oh, I'm sorry.
McDuffie is like, I can't. McDuffie's
well,
trying to
the
get
police,
lunch.
I wanted to question the police officer who wrote the ticket. I have a relevant question as to self-incrimination, move to dismiss the case based on that, because he made me give, my ID. But I kind of, my memory was it's a little, I don't really remember exactly what was said. That's why I kind of need to question him to refresh.
So you don't remember what happened, even though you were there. You don't remember what happened, and you need the police to come so you can question them, so you can find out what happened. I swear, you sovereign citizens got to be sharing the same brain. Y'all just y'all get that one brain that's firing one brain cell, and you just pass it from person to person to person. This is ridiculous. Nobody can be this stupid. How are you making arguments and you don't even know what the hell happened in the case? Oh, child. What's wrong with him, Lord?
Fresh in memory, but I do remember in general, though, he kind of, I'm required to give my ID if I remember right, and I might have been arrested if I didn't give my ID, which was under threat and duress. And even if he didn't say that, which I don't remember, I guess I need to have his body cam and all that. I want that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to review that now, and also for the trial, if this goes to trial, I want the video present as part of my due process right for the evidence, which is like I was saying. And because, like I said, it violates my self-incrimination right.
Self-incrimination
I'm being made
right.
to give my supposed name, government name, anyways.
Your self-incrimination right? I didn't know that was a thing. It's self-incrimination right. So you have a right to self-incriminate. I mean, I guess you do.
Which ain't really my name, but a government name has been given.
Oh, Lord.
Violates self-incrimination. And then it's used against me to prosecute. So it violates self-incrimination.
All over the place.
Yeah. Move to dismiss based on that too.
Okay.
Like I said, if you need
that shit gonna happen.
More evidence as to, like I said, his questions, then he needs to answer my question. I was about to send out interrogatories to him.
What?
I'm about to do it here soon.
Interrogators.
If you find that's necessary, unless you find it ain't necessary, I'm gonna send it out soon.
Wait a minute. Oh, I think he means interrogatories, not interrogators. An interrogatory are questions that you send. And the responses are on the record. It's part of the court record and part of discovery. Oh, Lord have mercy. But he made it sound like he's sending out interrogators. So these are my people that are like PIs, and they're gonna, or police officers, and they're gonna interrogate you. That's an interrogator. I cannot with this dude. Oh, Lord. Come on.
Oh, another thing. Now, Mrs. Washington, I just filed a federal civil lawsuit on you for violating my constitutional rights during this case.
Judge Washington, I hope that your ass is ready. He filed a federal lawsuit against you. I hope you're ready. You better buckle up, Buttercup, because Eric Martin is coming after you.
So you may want to consider recusing yourself.
Recuse yourself.
I know you probably didn't get a receipt yet. Out.
Just sent it.
Like 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
So the court will be getting it, if they didn't get it already, be getting it this week.
That's right. You be prepared.
And yeah, so
for that turd
coming. Out.
Judge Washington, you better be ready for that congealed baby vomit, regurgitated congealed baby vomit wrapped up in a flaming turd being thrown on your front porch. Right in time for Halloween. Right in time for Halloween.
As to your motion to recuse, that is denied.
Uh-oh.
Based on what reasons?
She said it's so smooth, unbothered.
Conflict of interest is my reason. That's why I didn't mention that, but I thought you might kind of already figure that. But conflict of interest due to the lawsuit being filed. That's the grounds of
grounds
by demand for dismissal.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie. That's all she got to say. Okie dokie.
And I would like to Ms. Duffy, as the prosecutor, I'd like to notify you, of the crimes being committed against me by the police officer, in this case.
Get up.
Writing the tickets. And I request you prosecute them for this, because I'm the crime victim here in reality. Because I was traveling by right, which the U.S. Supreme Court said we have.
Oh, there we go. Traveling.
Probably for profit. You're not technically driving a motor vehicle. So,
traveling for sovereign citizens. They think that traveling means, since your car is not for public use, that's you driving a motor vehicle. It's a commercial vehicle. If it's for business, it's stupid. But when you are in your car and it's a private passenger vehicle, which all vehicles are private passenger unless it's not, then you're traveling. So you're not driving, you're traveling. So even though you're physically behind the wheel of a car in the act of driving, that's not driving, that's traveling. And, like the passengers technically would be the travelers because they're not driving. But for sovereign citizens, if your ass is in the car, you're traveling, not driving. You see, so I guess when Paisley come and jump on my lap while I'm driving, then he's technically traveling too. And I'm not driving, I'm traveling. So I'm traveling, and then Paisley's gonna come and get over in the vehicle and take over, and then he's gonna start traveling. And I'm gonna be riding, which is still traveling, but we all traveling, but we driving, but we traveling, but we driving.
Therefore, all these charges are baseless. There's no case here.
No case.
So in reality, I was harassed, retaliated against for exercising my right to travel on my motorcycle.
Oh, motorcycle.
And then with these charges. Okay, so because they had no evidence that I was carrying passenger property for profit, which is what's required. That's the definition of a motor vehicle under 18 USC section 31 subsection 6 and 10.
Okay, thank you. So it's a passenger for profit. So there'll be like a taxi cab or Uber. That's what one of those are. So he's traveling in his personal vehicle, and there's no commercial profit for traveling in your vehicle. Thank you. It don't make sense either way, but thank you for clarifying that for me.
That's when a motor vehicle is a motor vehicle. In contrast to the state law. I know what the state law says. The state law just says, if something's mechanically drawn, it's a motor vehicle. Well, the state statute is in violation of this federal statute.
And it has a motor in it. So if it has a motor in the vehicle, it makes it a motor vehicle.
Therefore, it's unconstitutional. Okay. And therefore, the federal statute definition of motor vehicle applies here. It overrides the state statute. Under Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution.
Article 6.
Laws of the United States is supreme over state law.
Right.
So therefore, I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was traveling by right on my motorcycle, as I have a right to do, without a license, without registration, without insurance. So I was all within my right under that federal statute and the U.S. Supreme Court case law that I cited already in the court.
So he was riding without insurance and I'm gonna stop.
That they sent back, but one of the main cases here is Packard versus Banton, U.S. Supreme Court case law. Okay, this is a little more specific than just saying people have a right to travel. It mentions it specifically, and I'm gonna mention right here, volume 44, Supreme Court Reporter, page 259. The streets belong to the public and are primarily for the use of the public in the ordinary way. Their use for the purposes of gain is special and extraordinary, and generally at least may be prohibited or conditioned as the legislator deems proper. As they're saying right there, so we do not need a license if we're not using the streets for profit. For gain.
So what happens when you run into someone and you don't have your ID, if you don't have insurance, even if you don't have anything but liability? What's going to happen then? Who are you going to sue when I am drunk as a skunk from margarita night, trying to drive home, and I'm taking my ride down, the interstate, going 90, 100 miles an hour, trying to avoid hitting the toddlers that's left on the side of the road, and I hit you, or you try to brake check me and I hit you. Who's going to pay for your hospital bills if you don't have insurance? Who's going to pay, who are you going to call about your damages to your motorcycle, to your vehicle? What guarantee assurances do I have that if you hit me, that I will get compensated? What I'm going to have to do is, because you look like you're poor, look like you don't have nothing going on for yourself, but to sit at home and read this shit, then that means that I can come and attempt to take you to court. But who would I be suing because you don't have no name? I'll be going after your sister Q Trust because you got about $1 billion in that, don't you? Don't you, bitch? You got about $1 billion. Or how about Jesus died on the cross and he paid the bill?
I wasn't doing that. The police don't have no evidence of that.
Right.
So he shouldn't even pulled me over, stopped and wrote a ticket. None of that.
I thought there was a body cam footage.
So I'm the crime victim. I request you prosecute him for that. And it's also federal crime, which I'm going to be contacting the FBI about. I already tried once. I got to call him back.
Oh, he finna call the alphabet boys. He gonna call the alphabet boys on y'all. Well, baby, y'all better get ready. He calling the feds. Y'all going to jail. All of you corrupt bitches is going to jail.
So yes.
Anything else, Mr. Martin?
Come on, you got a book report there. Come on, read that research paper now. Oh, nah.
Well, I'm gonna see if you got my. If you're gonna, I would like to just reiterate my the demands for dismissal already made, or if you want to call them motions. But like I said, I like using the word demand because I want to. I don't agree to no unlawful presumptions that. Because I understand the legalese a little bit, where you say one word and it means something else, and it's presumed, and that's why I demand also that there be no legalese used in no stages of this case.
No legalese,
because that's one of the fraudulent things going on in the court system. I'm gonna be filing a class action to stop this on a grand scale, but.
So there are terms that only exist within certain subject matters. There are things that take place in accounting or science, physics and quantum mechanics, and in law or in medicine. So, for example, for medicine, we know that a staph infection is for a germ, staphylococci. A doctor would probably pronounce it staphylococci and other 13 syllable words. That's medical jargon. that doctors speak in. For the law, there's legal jargon that lawyers speak in. There are certain things that mean certain things. Standing in law means something that something different than standing, physically, or the no standing in your vehicle. It means something different. So you can't extricate the legalese, because this is the legal system, and you speak in the language for where you are, which is the legal system. And from what I've heard, you're the one speaking in legalese, mumbo jumbo. Has nobody said nothing to you? You didn't threaten to call the feds. You have filed federal lawsuit. You don't want your right to self-incriminate taken away from you. That's you talking in legalese, and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. That's your problem, sir, ma'am. We're almost done.
I know what's happening. That's why, like, for example, I use the word demand to use the word motion, and it can be presumed you're a defendant. Because defendants make motions, see?
No.
So.
No.
That's why it should be no legalese.
No. Everybody makes motions. The prosecution will make a motion. Defendants make motions. Yeah. I don't know where he's getting this crap from. This is insane to me. Oh, only defendants make motions. Well, you're a defendant, sir. If it says the state of Michigan versus Eric, what's his name? Martin, the state of Michigan is the plaintiff, and you're the defendant. You're the defendant. You're the defendant. That's you.
Used here. It's fraudulent. It's wrong.
Yep.
It's immoral.
Oh.
It's pathetic. Whoever made this stuff,
Oh.
Because it's putting it's a blanket on a lot of people that don't know no better in the system.
Oh. But you know better.
Gotcha. Something else. Now,
Yeah.
when this proceeding started, I noticed on the screen it said no recordings are allowed.
Yep, and that's when my thing died. Right there. And I tried my hardest to get it back, but it just went bloop. That's the end. So these are my two individuals. Oh, I know some people ask, like, why do you play music in your stream? It helps to not get a copyright strike, because I have to materially change things to where it's different, and can't nobody, claim a copyright. Let me see here. Yeah. So that's why I play music sometimes. But I'm going to try to limit the music for only when I speak or something like that. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed the tomfoolery of what was going on today. It's been a very active court date. Judge Simpson has been particularly interesting today. So I guess I will get back on watching, and then if I see any more idiots, then I will do another upload. Well, I thank everybody who is came through and listening and left their comments. And, I always try to respond to you, even though it might take me a little while. Sometimes I hadn't been looking at my phone or anything like that. Anyway, I'm rambling. Anyway, I'm just gonna go ahead and get back to what I'm doing. Go get me something to eat. My beautiful people. My beautiful, beautiful people. Okay. And most importantly, drums please.
Drums please.
Ladies and gentlemen.